Get us, Dom. Hit us another question. Oh, you raising the roof.
Yeah.
Harvey Three Cully
Oh, that's
says,
Harvey the Third to you.
"What
Sorry.
you think of CM Punk slash Junk situation?" Says
Okay.
Beyond the Script podcast.
I don't understand. Does Phil have some affiliation with the garbage industry in Chicago? I don't
I'm not
understand the
sure
I don't understand
because I'm pretty sure it was Punk. Yeah,
the junk correlation, but
mm.
okay, good. We're gonna leave that be. We're gonna
That
leave
was
that
his
lie.
editorial
My
comment, I
bad. My
believe.
bad. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. You know what I mean? But I don't have to know because I'm not a billionaire company owner. You know what I mean? So it really doesn't matter what I would have done. But I'd like to say like outright up front, and I covered this on the YTX a little bit, but man, it is two different worlds. And for somebody who over the past 3 years has really had their eyes open to different perspectives and different things going on in not only the United States but globally, and just looking at things through different lenses and trying to seek other perspectives, and they attacked the dude for saying he was scared. You know what I mean? Like everybody's attacking the dude. It's like you see him, you know who he is, you know what he is. He's not one of the performers. He's not on his father's soccer teams or football teams, or you know what I mean. Like he's a kid that grew up loving wrestling and very protected, and then he saw two dudes almost go at it and try to pull each other's eyes out or whatever. But so my point is, you got to understand his perspective and not say, "Oh my God, what is he talking about?" Like he might have. People get scared in situations like that. So I don't know, man. It's just made me think like how quick everybody was to jump on him because he said he was scared or something. Like everybody in my house except maybe me and my son. The other three members would have probably been scared in that situation. And yes, the other three are female. I'm not. I just wanted to bring that up for clarity, but that's 3 out of 5. You know what I mean? Like people would be scared in that situation. The person who fights at the gas station is a dying breed, man. You're not allowed to do that no more. And some of us have gone away from that time kicking and screaming, but you don't do that no more. You're not allowed to swing on nobody no more. That's why everybody can talk and feel freely about. That's where the rubber's going to meet the road is when all this goes down and we go like, okay, where are we at now? But things are happening so fast over there. You got to wait until everybody, all the information is out. Because believe you me, man, when you get behind that curtain, there's not two sides to the story. There's 50. You know what I mean? And so, who knows what the truth is, and who knows what isn't. But look, I will say, because I think it's an elephant in the room if you've watched me from the beginning, is I'm not going to say I told you so, but I will say, like, how many people have to tell you that that dude might be an issue? You know what I mean? How many people before you go like, okay, well, maybe I should consider that? You know what I mean? At least weigh that out. But I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't know the other parties involved either. And I honestly don't know any of them personally. So I only have him as my reference point.
I'm going to say this little fact that got overlooked. We don't know any stories, and like you
Yeah.
said, there's 50 versions of whatever story we're all about to hear. And by the way, we're going to hear a lot of stories now that
Well, and
there's.
here's what I love, and it's all coming to full circle too, because you have to, it has to. Like, are you committed? Like, who? We don't know what happened, but when you find out, are you willing to go like, okay, that dude was wrong, or are you still going to feel the same way you feel? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's why there's 50 stories involved in what happened, because there's 50 people that have 50 different feelings about it, and so that's what we're all allowed to talk about now is our feelings. And so it will be, well, I was scared. Well, I think he's a punk. Well, I think he's this. Well, I think that, and none of it matters what we think. You know what I mean? Like, what happened? Give me those facts, and then I will judge for myself whether the boss made a decision or a sound decision or not. I can say while I'm saying that, like, holy mackerel, the place has kind of been the asylum. You know what I mean? Lately, the insane kind of running it, and so it's like what are we? What are you going to do here? Well, you have to keep some kind of control, and if one side is right and the other side's wrong, at least there's a bunch of guys on this side over here. I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's hold on to those guys, I guess.
Something that's getting overlooked too, now that you've had time to process all of this a little bit. Hey, I want to go back to Jungle Boy, who is involved in this, and I know the firing, of course, they're going to lean back to multiple things, not just one incident. If you're going to fire with cause, they've got a file on you, I would imagine.
Can I be honest with you before you say this? I have no idea about any of the stuff that went down leading up until this. I just see on Twitter when it blows over, when it boils over. You know what I mean? So I don't know the story behind it or I'm out of that loop. And so
this particular moment that I wanted to just bring up, Jungle Boy went out before his match, before the CM Punk match. This is, they're having a pay-per-view in front of more fans than they've ever had, than any wrestling event has ever had. So this is a big night for the company. He goes out and during his match says something into the camera, which is addressing something that happened backstage at a different time. To me, so it's basically what am I supposed to do?
Yeah,
you've now challenged me on screen.
Yeah.
And now we're going to have a thing backstage. But my point is, to me, what is Jungle Boy doing? This is not about you. This is about the biggest event we're having. And you're now goading a coworker into a fight that you've had words with. So, again, I'm not taking blame off of CM Punk.
Or anything. But the truth is, that's a fact. The things you just said are a fact. Or I assume you're not lying to me.
But basically, they were going to do a car spot. They're having a street fight, and somebody's going through a car windshield. Apparently, the story is Punk told him, "Don't use real glass. It's not worth it. Why? Don't use real glass. Just use gimmick glass."
Yeah.
So while they did the car spot, Jungle Boy patted the glass and said, "Look at this. It's real glass. Cry me a river, pal." Okay? So my point is, Dog, if you were watching that and somebody looks into the pay-per-view camera, takes a direct shot at you, I would imagine back in your day, we're going to have an issue when you come backstage.
He would have walked into one.
That's what Punk did.
Yes.
My point is nobody's talking about that part of it. Yes.
And look, I'm commenting on what you're telling me, and so I'm thinking it's just small ball.
Tom, correct me if I said something wrong.
It's small ball mentality.
Correct.
Is what that is.
We're on our biggest pay-per-view ever.
Who knew that he told the kid not to use real glass?
I think the dirt sheets reported it. So it wasn't even on camera.
Right. So it's already it's the boys stirring the boys and using the doms of the world to do it. You know what I mean? And that's sad, but that's where we're at in this world today. Is there's not enough people meeting you at the curtain when you say stupid stuff like that. But the truth of it is, like, why would you do that? Why would you?
I was in a room full of
small
wrestling
ball
fans.
mentality, man.
Yes.
It's small ball.
I was in a room full of wrestling fans watching it. There were multiple people who had no idea what he was talking about. So means he's only doing it
and
to get under his skin.
You were in a room full of wrestling fans, right?
Yes. Jungle Boy's mad because he accused Punk's camp of leaking the glass stuff. Because apparently, but again, we're worried about what's going on. Chatter.
It's small.
This is about you getting over in front of 81,000 fans, not
nothing to do with
airing grievances.
And truth be told, never use real glass. Never.
Well, he's also got a point. Why use real glass?
He was right. So,
anyway, I just thought that was getting overlooked. I know CM Punk's got a track record, which is what is going to be focused on.
Yeah.
I would just think.
Well, look, I appreciate you because, like I said, I didn't know that. And it sure gives me a different take on how I feel about it because in my mind, all of a sudden, I'm with the half that meets him at the curtain. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And so I don't know. It makes me feel funny inside.
When they're like you said, we're in a different time and that you can't swing on people.
But
there's also people out there where you go, you're wanting him to do something.
No. If he would have hit him in the face and walked right up to him and just drilled him, that would have been totally acceptable.
Like,
but look, it would be totally acceptable to me and my moral standards. It's not legal in any way. And what I said earlier was true. Like, you can't just fight people anymore.
Yeah.
Those days are gone, man. It's just, it doesn't happen. And thank God it happened when I'm older and can't, like, my knees don't work as well anymore.
Yeah, the Tony Khan thing happened beforehand as well. He confronted him before the incident. So it's just, like you said, it goes back to we're already out of control.
Well, what are we doing, guys? What are you doing?
Yeah.
This
is a big night. This is 81,000 people.
Huge,
it shouldn't be about anything backstage.
Successful deal that High School Musical cast had a real food fight at the gym shot.
It goes back to what you said. We're already out of control.
Yeah.
So this is just a thing. This is icing on the cake.
So look, I honestly, and I saw somebody said too, like, oh, well, problem solved. We're done. You know what I mean? And that's like, well, okay, but there's still toxicity.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's a word everybody wants to throw around, so let's throw it, because that's, you know what I mean? I don't feel like they have a very good like camaraderie, and we've spoken about this a lot with Edge lately, and just the more I've been around the boys lately, is camaraderie is the best thing about the business. Yeah. Not the money, not the wrestling, all that's really cool. But man, the best part about it is hanging out with the boys and having a good time. And if ribbon on the square a little bit and maybe goes too far, somebody says, hey, whoa, and you go like, dude, I was kidding. Or you go, okay, fine, here we go. You know what I mean? Like, but again, yesteryear that happened a lot, and so it wasn't crazy to see a fight in the locker room, at the airport, at baggage claim, whatever. But that don't happen nowadays, man. People don't fight nowadays. So people go on the internet and say whatever they want and never get punched in the face for it. And that's it's problematic to have a society that functions like that. You have to respect others.
And what sucks about it for wrestling as a whole, because hey, the high tide, it's going to rise all of us, make us all rise. They should be taking.
That's the thing. Wrestling's doing great.
Yes.
Wrestling as a whole, man, doing awesome right now. Awesome time to be a fan. Awesome time to be a wrestler, sports entertainer, whatever.
They should be taking a victory lap of having the most attended wrestling event ever, and they're focused on backstage drama and guys going on at the top of the card taking shots at the headline. It's chaos, and it's not what that event should have been talked about, and it is. It's now we're 2 weeks out and we're still talking about the drama and not the event, which it kind of sucks for wrestling as a whole to me.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I agree. It's a black eye, dude. That's for sure.